Greetings and welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing my July wrap-up, where I talk all about the books I read in July and other bookish things I've done and what I'm planning on reading for the next month. So for July, I finished reading Any Trope But You, and it was a really fun romance about a romance writer who doesn't really believe in love, and somehow this gets out to her fans and they kind of shun her. So she decides she's gonna shift gears and try writing mysteries instead. And so her sister books her sort of a getaway to Alaska to sort of focus on writing and maybe find a little adventure. And of course, while she's there, she meets a guy who works at the lodge. And of course, he's exactly like all the romance men that she writes about. And then, romance novel things ensue. And it's a lot of fun. So it was very cute to it sort of makes fun of some of the romance tropes and things like that, and the characters were really genuine and engaging, and so I liked it a lot. It was a really fun little romance book, so I enjoyed Any Trope But You. Next, I ended up actually DNFing We Came, We Saw, We Left. That was for the book club that I had coming up. It was good, I just couldn't really stick with it, and I didn't end up finishing it for the meeting, so I kind of just let it go, and it was due back to the library anyway. Because I kept sort of jumping in and out of it while I was reading other books, I kind of wasn't able to really stick with it. It was a really fun telling of this family who went on a gap year vacation, went all over the world, so I would have enjoyed reading it. I think maybe if I want to try again, I'll try the audiobook, because I've heard the audiobook is really good, and I feel like that would kind of keep me focused for longer, and I could maybe do other things while I'm listening to the audiobook. Apparently it's very well read in the audiobook, so I would recommend, if you're interested in We Came, We Saw, We Left, maybe try the audiobook, because I think it's a little bit more engaging. Because I always find it kind of hard to read memoirs for some reason. It's just not a genre I'm that interested in, so it's harder for me to read them, but I feel like if I'm, driving somewhere or doing something else while listening to an audiobook, I can kind of engage with it more. So I ended up DNFing it. Not that I didn't like it, I just didn't have the time for it. So then I also read Convenience Store Woman, which was really good. I really enjoyed it. It's a little bit surreal. It's about a woman who just works at a convenience store. I think she's in her 30s. So she's very happy just being a convenience store woman, but she feels pressure from her family and from society to have a bigger career or to get a husband. And so it's sort of what ensues from that pressure and that kind of thing. And it was really well written and very interesting. So I will have a review of that coming up, so stay tuned for that. And then I also read Wyrd Sisters by Terry Pratchett, and I absolutely loved it. It was so good. I'm really excited to get more into the Witches set of books in the Discworld series. So I loved all the characters, and it was really good sort of satire of all the Shakespeare plays, and it was just really fun. So I will also have a review of that coming up as well. And I actually think I liked Wyrd Sisters even better than Thief of Time. I'm so excited for all of the Discworld series. So Wyrd Sisters was a really good one. I would definitely recommend it, but definitely check out my review to hear more about that. And I'm also reading for that same book club that I read We Came, We Saw, We Left. I'm reading 10,000 Doors of January. I'm really enjoying it so far, and I'm hoping I'll get it done by the meeting. I am recording this a little bit earlier, so hopefully by the time the meeting comes up, I'm finished with it, but it's been a really fun read. It's a fantasy novel where in this world there are doors to other worlds, and so our main character discovers this and sort of goes off to find all of them, and it's really interesting because the book bounces between her perspective and then this journal that she finds that talks about all the 10,000 doors that journey into other worlds, and so it's a very interesting telling in that way that we get sort of the two views. It's a journal sort of about these two original people that discovered the doors, and that it's her journey to find them as well. So it's really good, and it's really fun read. So hopefully I'll get that finished for the meeting, and I'll tell you more about that in a future video maybe. But so far I'm really enjoying the 10,000 Doors of January. And I know in my half-year wrap-up, I said I was planning on reading Across the Great Ocean. I didn't actually end up getting to that, so I'm going to move that to reading for August. I did start it, and I'm enjoying it so far, but I didn't get enough into it with everything else I've been reading to really count it for July, so I'm going to move that to August. And I know I also mentioned that the book that I was going to pick out for my TBR list that I did the video of recently, which I picked out Lady Chatterley's Lover, didn't end up getting to that one either, but again, I'm going to move that to August, and I feel like it's going to fit better in August, and I'll discuss more about why later. So now I'm going to talk about my small book haul for July. So I got 3 new books from, there's this new bookstore, Book and Mortar, that just opened near me. There will be a video in the future about that as well. So I checked them out on their opening day, and it was so nice to see how many people had heard about them and went to see them on their opening day. So it was a very fun, exciting sort of vibe at the store with everybody checking out this new bookstore, and it is so cute. It's amazing. So when I went there for their grand opening, I picked up The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, which looked really fun. A self-discovery magic kind of thing, and it looks like there's like a little bit of romance in it, so it looks like a really fun read. So I'm excited to read that one. And then I've also been going there to do some writing as well. They have so much cute antique furniture there that it's just, it makes you feel like you just want to hunker down and read or write or, you know, just hang out there. And they've got like coffees and snacks and stuff, so I've been going there, getting some snacks and doing some writing, which has been really fun. But one time when I was there for my writing, I picked up this book that I had seen the title and went, I need this, and then picked it up there. But I got Cosmic Love at the Multiverse Hair Salon by Mare, which actually just recently published in June. So I'm very excited to read it. It's sort of sci-fi, a little bit of mystery, but a sapphic romance. It looks so good. And I just loved the title. I was like, as soon as I read it, I'm like, okay, that sounds amazing. I don't know even what it's about, but I need to read this book. And based on the synopsis, yes, I do. So that one was a really fun one to pick up because I definitely wanted to read it. So it was nice to have my own copy and support a local bookstore. And then when I went recently to record for that video that will be coming up, where I'm going to highlight a few more of my local bookstores, I picked up this really gorgeous copy of Little Women. And it's so pretty with the foil on it, so that was really nice. So I'd always wanted to read Little Women, but I hadn't like gotten around to it, like a classic that I wanted pretty cover for, so that one was really nice. But I will also talk a little bit more about that in the haul for that video as well. So now I'll talk about my to be read for August coming up. And like I said, planning on reading Across the Great Ocean. I did start it and I've been enjoying it so far, so I'll be reading that for August. And then, as I also said, Lady Chatterley's Lover for August, because I'm going to be lightly participating in GarbAugust, which was started by Ollie from Criminali. And I'll have a link to his announcement video for that in the description. But basically, I think this is the 4th year they're doing it, and their tag for it is Don't Panic, Read Trash. So the idea is read trashy novels to sort of hold off the existential dread of the world right now. So it sounds like a good plan. And I know there's 2 books that they're doing sort of, I guess, a book club or sort of a buddy read for. One of them is Rivals, which I've actually watched the show, which I really loved. I didn't realize it was a book, but the novel is apparently really long, so I don't think I'm gonna jump on that one and read it, because I've watched the show. The first season is really good. I'm excited for the second season, because I watched through the show, and when I saw the ending, I was like absolutely shocked, and I just sort of like paced around my house going, I need to talk to somebody about this, but I don't know anybody else who's watched this yet. So if anybody else has watched the first season of Rivals and wants to talk about the ending, don't put it in the comments because I don't want to spoil it for anybody else, but like maybe DM me on Instagram and we can talk about it, because yikes. But anyway, I won't say anything more about that, but I could tell from that ending that there's going to be a second season, and I have a feeling that it's like first season is the first half of the book and second season is the second half, but I'm not sure. I haven't really looked much into it, but I ended up watching Rivals because David Tennant's in it, and then just kind of got hooked into the whole drama of it. It's very everybody sleeping with everyone else kind of thing, but I love it because it's a big cast of characters, and it's all the different like things going on in everybody else's life and how they interact and overlap with everything. And it's really fun. It's a little silly and sensationalized, which I think is part of the trashy novels, is either something sensationalized or just something really fluffy, or even something like very gory, sensationalized kind of thing. So there's a range, and Ollie talks about a lot more of it in his video. So for my participation in GarbAugust, I looked into some more like sensationalized and more fluff kind of books to do it. So I'm gonna have, I found a very like highly steamy, sensationalized historical romance, which just looked really fun. I found a set of same kind of very sensationalized short stories. Like I said, Lady Chatterley's Lover will be included in that because when I looked up sensationalized novels, that one came up and I went, perfect, I'll just include it in with my GarbAugust. And then I'm gonna grab just a sort of fluffy romance novel. But I'll talk even more about this in my upcoming video of what I read for GarbAugust. So stay tuned for that. I don't want to really spoil it right now, but I wanted to give a general sense of the types of things I'll be reading to lightly participate. And then for August, the Discworld book that I'm going to read is The Color of Magic, which I'm very excited about. It's the first book in the whole Discworld series. I did sort of start it a while ago when I picked it up, but I didn't really get into it, so now I'm excited to like fully commit to it and get through it. And I'm excited to see if there's anything in the first book that I recognize from the two others that I've read so far, so that one should be good. I did see the movie adaptation of it, or I don't know if it was a TV movie or whatever it was, but so I know the basic plot, but I'm excited to like actually read it and get into it because I'm sure there's a lot more that the adaptation didn't touch on. So that'll be my Discworld book for this month. And then I'm also hoping to read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy because, again, I've seen the movie, I've never read the book, and I feel kind of remiss about that I really should read this book, and I'm sure I'm gonna love it. So that one I'm gonna try to tack on as well if I can get to that along with everything else I'm reading. So stay tuned for my August wrap-up to see if I actually get there. So as I've mentioned in this video, I've got some good things coming up. I've got the 2 reviews that I mentioned, the Wyrd Sisters and Convenience Store Woman. So stay tuned for those. I've got my vlog about my writing where I talk about getting to my halfway goal in my novel. So I've gotten up to 30,000 words because I'm hoping to get at least 60,000. That's where I'll talk about that. I've got 2 tag videos. I've got one that I was tagged in and then one that I just saw on somebody else's channel that I really wanted to try because it's Doctor Who themed. So keep an eye out for that one. And then I wanted to try a different, unique way to choose a book off my TBR list like I did with the D20 dice rolling, but I decided to make it a little bit more exciting. I won't give away too much, but let's just say it involves throwing things. So that should be a very interesting video. I haven't recorded it yet, so I'm excited to see how that one comes out. Like I said, I'll have the video about what I read for GarbAugust, and then the video about the bookshops. So stay tuned for all of that. I've got a lot of fun things coming up in August, and if there's any other types of videos you'd like to see, leave suggestions for any other types of videos you'd like to see in the future. And as always, I hope you all have a wonderful day.